I've been playing a ton of Game Pass games over the last year and a half or so, and these are just some of my recommendations. I haven't beaten them all because there are just too many games to play, and I try to play them all, but this is just a brief look at many of the recommendations to see if they're worth your time. Also, I won't be talking about a lot of the first-party Microsoft titles like Gears, Forza, and Halo because I think everybody knows those titles already, and if they want to play them or not. Bear in mind that these games do at times leave the service. It's not frequent, but it does happen. So at any particular time you're viewing this video, there's a chance those games may not be on Game Pass. I did go through and look, and they're all still on there. None of them have left, even ones that are a bit older. I'm not sponsored by anyone, so please make sure to sub. Maybe even consider supporting on Patreon so I can put out more Let's Plays, game reviews, streams, and all this crazy stuff. So thank you guys and enjoy. A 2D adventure puzzle platformer with charming graphics and catchy music, Pgoon Eco is a family-friendly and silly indie game that actually tells a poignant and prescient story. It's a short game, but in my opinion has a perfect length. It has a variety of gameplay mechanics and does not overstay its welcome. I knew nothing about Pgoon Eco going in, but it's been a delightful surprise. I love Pgoon Eco. The sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest, also on Game Pass, maintains the absolutely stunning art and animation wrapped around precision platforming and light combat. Tons of progression and collectibles. It's a difficult Metroidvania that may have you cursing at the challenge and crying at the cutscenes. I highly recommend Ori and the Will of the Wisps. From the two guys who created the original Fallout games comes basically a sci-fi Fallout New Vegas. While it doesn't innovate much, the formula remains strong. Explore, get side quests, make tough choices with consequences, and use a bevy of fun weapons like a shrink ray. The humor is a highlight as a biting social commentary on brutal capitalism run amok on a brainwashed society. Personally, I'm getting a bit tired of this formula, but The Outer Worlds is a solid game that you'll likely enjoy if this is what you're craving.
This evil, as the Bergsons of old had done in the past, they would need the assistance of the Sanctuary.
Mix together a similar art style to Hyperlight Drifter, Diablo gameplay, and procedural generation, and you get Children of Morta. Maybe my favorite Game Pass game. This is how you do procedural generation. Dungeon dive with a myriad of characters, collect loot, get permanent upgrades, uncover side stories, and have emotional family gatherings back home. Everything about this game just sings. So yeah, play it. Suit up, buckle up, take off. I have a love-hate relationship with Outer Wilds. The first few hours were equally mesmerizing and frustrating. With little direction, you set off flying through space, solving enigmatic puzzles. The ship controls like ass. The puzzles can be esoteric, and the 22-minute time loop can get annoying. But without spoiling anything, exploring these wild and often unstable planets gave me chills a game has never done before. It's almost an ineffable quality, and for that reason I do recommend trying Outer Wilds. One of the best roguelike action games around, Dead Cells is just addicting as hell. It may look like just another 2D action game, but the moment-to-moment gameplay just feels so damn good. The environments do feel samey, a problem often seen in procedural generation, but the liquid-smooth animation and challenging combat and powerful weaponry make this a must-play game. I don't have much to say here, just play it. Take a comic book art style, energetic music, dark sardonic humor akin to Douglas Adams, and wrap it around a sci-fi roguelike game and you get Void Bastards. It's pretty straightforward gameplay, but elevated by the tone and silly gadgets, like an explosive robot kitty. My main issue is it feels too short and ends pretty unceremoniously. And like Dead Cells and other procedurally generated games, environment variety is lacking. But this game made my top 10 2019 list. Check that list out, shameless plug. And I highly recommend Void Bastards. Of Moonlighter, long dreaming of opening the mysterious fifth door of the dungeons. Zelda-style dungeon diving is anything but new. Moonlighter's unique though because during the day you take the loot from a run and put it on display to sell in your shop. Choose what to sell and even the price. Open up shop and observe customer reactions. You may need to adjust prices and don't flood the market on an item or the value will drop. I only played a few hours, but it's a neat twist on the formula and worth checking out. Roguelike procedurally generated CCG? Not for me. But Slate Aspire is so excellently crafted that even I adore it. Easy to grasp, hard to master. The runs are short but addicting. This is definitely a just one more run type of game. I dislike the art and sound design and all the genres it mashes up, but the core gameplay loop is just mwah. Play it. Part tactics game, part choice-driven adventure, the Banner Saga has great combat strategy in between extremely tough decision-making. Settle caravan disputes in myriad ways, decide the fate of strangers along the road, and fret over a decision that may permanently kill off a main character. The trilogy carries over outcomes similar to Mass Effect and is all available on Game Pass. Think Oregon Trail meets XCOM, set in a gorgeously drawn Norse fantasy setting, and you get the Banner Saga. I got coffee! Yes, I don't know what it does. You get 60 seconds to explore and progress, then you die. Repeat. That's minute. It's not a profound game, but if you want a bite-sized puzzle adventure game, this is a fun one.
Just take your animal-based waste products, rotten flesh, and laboratory-grown proteins and simply toss in the hopper. Choose the number and type of appendages, and in just 4 short fly chips, your new best friend will emerge, ready to cuddle.
Colorful, satirical, silly sci-fi exploration is the thesis of Journey to the Savage Planet. You pick from a motley crew of what appears to be 80s sitcom rejects and set off on an alien world. The focus is on exploration and traversal while upgrading abilities and shooting hostile, or cute and friendly, alien beings. Although technically you're the alien here. The combat can be a bit floaty and the first-person platforming at times frustrating, but Journey to the Savage Planet is overall super fun to play, and it gets downright absurd at times. I love pinball and I love 2D action games, but combining them does not seem fitting. However, Yakus Island Express proves the concept is a blast. You explore an open map and come upon flippers to collect materials and progress to new areas. Upgrades allow further traversal, and there are even side quests and stories to unfold. I don't hear much buzz about Yaku, which is a shame because this is a pretty special game. The best Game Pass games that I've played so far. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything about games you want to play, make sure to hit the like and sub button, and consider supporting on Patreon so I can keep putting out more game reviews, let's plays, and streams. Down below I'm going to pin a comment of several other honorable mention games that I didn't really feel necessary to put in the video. I've done let's plays and streams of pretty much all the games, so if you want to learn more about them, make sure to check that out. And yeah, I will catch you on the next one, guys. Let me know if I should do more of these Game Pass videos because there are so many of these games that I played and a lot more to talk about. But anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody. Bye.